All right, good evening. Please help me welcome the staff to the front as they welcome our seniors one final time. Nice. Please join me in thanking the Corvallis High School Band under the direction of David Blake. And also help me welcome some of our seniors along with Jermaine Joseph Hayes, Sal Munoz, and Emmett Whitaker to kick off our ceremony.
On behalf of our students and staff, welcome to the 2026 Corvallis High School graduation. We are so excited to celebrate our graduates with you tonight. In order that we are all able to enjoy this ceremony, I remind parents, family, friends, and students that noisemakers must be reserved for celebrating the final presentation of the class.
Buenas tardes. En nombre de nuestros estudiantes y personal, le damos la bienvenida a la graduación de 2026 de Corvallis High School. Para que todos podamos disfrutar de esta ceremonia, les recuerdo a los padres, familiares, amigos y estudiantes que deben reservar matracas para celebrar la presentación al final de la clase. Now, if you are able and willing, please stand for our national anthem performed by Sparta Capella.
Good evening and happy Friday. Some of our graduates will be welcoming us in their home languages. After the multilingual welcome, some of our seniors will acknowledge the land we are on and the indigenous communities that were displaced. ASB leaders, please also make your way to the stage in your seats.
Willkommen. I didn't hear that. Did we hear that? Okay. Willkommen, Familie und Freunde. Vielen Dank, dass ihr gekommen seid, den Abschlussjahrgang 2026 zu feiern. Herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Buonasera a tutti e benvenuti alla cerimonia del diploma della Corvallis High School. Oggi celebriamo i diplomati della classe del 2026. Grazie per essere venuti, vi auguro di godervi la cerimonia. Un saluto speciale alla mia nonna Isa che è venuta dall'Italia per passare questo con noi questa sera. Grazie.
(2026년) 졸업식에 오신 여러분들을 환영합니다. 오늘 오신 친구와 가족분들께 감사드립니다.
ありがたい。みんな一緒に学校行ってくれてありがとう。
Good evening. My name is Camille Jones Herreros.
My name is Ani Romine. My name is Norma Jean.
My name is Harper Shields.
My name is Chelsea Cordero.
Let it be acknowledged that the Oregon State University and Corvallis High School in Corvallis, Oregon, are located within the traditional homelands of the Kalapuya people.
Following the Willamette Valley Treaty of 1855, which involved the Kalapuya people who were forcefully removed to reservation in Western Oregon.
Today, living descendants of these people are a part of the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde Community of Oregon and the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians.
We share this information out of humility and respect for this indigenous homeland.
And for the indigenous peoples who continue to live and thrive in what is now called the state of Oregon. Thank you.
Before I say a few words, I'd like to introduce some special guests who are joining us on the stage. Superintendent Ryan Noss, Assistant Superintendent Melissa Harder, and Board of Education members Sammy Alabdraba, Chris Hawkins, Therese Jones, Shauna Tomini, Bernie Wang, and Lahui White Bear. All right. Hello, seniors. I love graduation night. It's always a privilege to bear witness to student growth over 4 years and to celebrate an important rite of passage. I even love the roller coaster ride that goes with the territory of working in a high school. But I don't love many of the elements of the outside world into which you're entering. As a result, I've struggled to come up with something to say. Here's what I have. As you're ready to embark on your next steps, I'm reminded of Sergeant Shriver, who was, among other things, director of the Peace Corps, founder of Head Start and Job Corps, and president of the Special Olympics. He was a man who had his priorities straight. He also had a lot to say about teachers and teaching. He said, teaching is the hardest job because teachers are expected to teach students values that those students are not seeing lived around them and in society overall. He said that in 1972. I'm not sure what he would say in 2026, but it wouldn't be much different. It's clear that the values we've tried to teach you over your 4 years are not readily apparent in what you see and hear. That's troubling. Our current reality seems to tell you seniors and all of us in the audience that decency is optional. Well, it isn't. And it seems to be saying that you do not have to show a fundamental level of respect to everyone, even those with whom you disagree. Well, You do. Further, right now, society seems to assert that it isn't necessary or possible for you to hold two competing thoughts in your head at one time. Well, it is. Decency, respect, and critical thinking should not be viewed as radical values. They are foundational and non-negotiable, but it feels like they're in short supply these days. That's the bad news. But here's the good news. With only a few exceptions, you and your classmate exhibit these values. Thank you. Tonight, I'm asking you to remember that you have important choices to make as you leave high school behind. First, you can choose to be decent. Second, you can choose to respect people with whom you don't see eye to eye. Third, you can choose to believe in positive intent. Fourth, you can choose to believe that everyone, and I mean everyone, will choose success if it is in their power. And at those times when it isn't, you can choose, as Father Greg Boyle says, to have compassion for what people are carrying rather than judgment for the way they're carrying it. Finally, and most importantly, you can choose to be kind. That's the most important choice you will ever make in any situation. I'm old, so trust me when I say this. You will never encounter a situation where choosing to be mean, petty, vindictive, or vicious will improve the situation or even make you feel better. So, choose wisely. Love you guys. Go Sparks.
Now we will hear from our senior class presidents and the ASB presidents. After your elected leaders speak, we will hear from the CHS choir. They will be performing Omnia Sol by Z. Randall Stroop.
My name is Isaac Fleming. This is Miles Betts. We are your senior class presidents this year, and we will be for about the next 15 minutes.
Thank you, Isaac. I remember waking up on the first day of high school and being so nervous about what's to come. I walked through the front entrance and was greeted with care and felt so in place because of all the people who make that place special. I'm here to thank you for turning the high school experience into something that I can say for certain was meaningful and shaped us all into beautiful human beings. I'd also like to thank my parents for raising me in a unique way. You gave me far more than a couple chances because you believed in my ability to navigate the wild and scary world, knowing that's what I needed. I'd like you to take a second to thank whoever turned you into who you are now. To say that these last 4 years have been easy makes me want to laugh, but also brings tears to my eyes in the sense that I know we all faced our individual challenges to get to where we are now. Thank you to our teachers who were loving and aware, that noticed when we struggled and cut us a break, that helped us take the extra deep breath that we felt like we were choking on. Thank you to our coaches who knew just when to push us to work hard and when to take a step back and let us enjoy the sport for what it is. Thank you to our staff who worked so hard to keep the school clean, provide food, and make the school feel like home so we could all seek what we wish to pursue. It is so incredible that all the people gathered here today use this moment to celebrate that exact idea. So I stand here to thank you. Lastly, I would love for us to take a moment to appreciate life for being so wicked and unruly that it teaches us lessons we can never forget. But instead, we carry them forward into the next experience. And words cannot describe how important that action is. Isaac Fleming.
Good evening, everyone. Writing this speech was quite difficult. As soon as I knew I would be speaking at graduation, I wanted to do one thing with my speech: make it simple. No fancy act, no words I haven't used before, because that is not what people will remember us for. This moment isn't about perfectly crafted phrases. We won't look back and think about how we did on our tests, how we did in our group presentations, how many AP classes we took, and especially how many chords we have on. The truth is, those things fade. What truly lasts is the impression we made on one another. We remember each other for how we carry ourselves and how we act towards others. Those are the quiet victories, the kindness shown in the hallway, the encouragement offered before a big game, or simply being there for a friend on a difficult day. This is what makes us better people. Some of us met in high school. Most of us met at Linus Pauling in 6th grade, when high school graduation still seemed so far away. An imaginary event that belonged to adults, not us. The kids trying to figure out which locker was ours. Make some noise if you're from Linus Pauling.
And make some noise if you're from a different school.
We have grown up together, navigating everything from the chaos of middle school dances at the Boys and Girls Club to the intense pressures of college applications, and finally finishing out senior year. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. Many of us are still friends with the same kids that we went to elementary school with. That depth of shared history is rare and powerful. It means that we know each other's stories, triumphs, and struggles. So no matter where or when you joined the graduating class of 2026, whether at the very beginning or somewhere along the way, we are glad you're here with us. Today, we celebrate not just an ending, but the incredible network of support we've built over all these years. We have so much ahead of us to look forward to. Seniors, I'm going to need some help with this. Who is excited to be done with high school? What about furthering our education? Maybe getting a job? What about starting families and having children? Traveling and meeting new people? Spending time with friends and family? And lastly, I know I'm looking forward to this, and I think a lot of you here can relate out there. Retirement. So no matter what you are looking forward to, we will all be making memories that will last a lifetime. Before my time is up, I would like to take a moment to thank our kitchen staff, janitorial staff, the district maintenance crew, the landscaping crew, and everyone else who works behind the scenes to make this school what it is and us who we are. So let's give them a big round of applause. I leave you with this. As you head out into the real world, as our parents call it, don't forget about the people you have met and the lessons you have learned along the way. And to quote Miss Brown, if you're going to be dumb, be smart about it. Thank you. Now I would like to welcome to the stage Thomas Sherry and Thomas Dupre.
Sorry, it's a bit low. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, faculty, parents, friends, and the class of 2026. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Thomas Sherry, and I've had the honor of serving as ASP president alongside my co-president and friend, Thomas Dupre. I want to echo the words of Isaac and Miles and thank all of the parents, teachers, staff, coaches, and friends who helped us get to where we are today. Graduation is often talked about as an individual achievement, but none of us made it here alone. There are a lot of people in this crowd who have spent years supporting us, teaching us, and believing in us. We wouldn't be here without you, and we're grateful for everything you've done. I've never understood how imagining the audience naked is supposed to calm your nerves. Mostly, it just makes me uncomfortable, and I know Mr. Bourne is sitting right beside me, so I'm gonna keep my eyes forward. Anyways, when I look out over this audience, I see a group of fully clothed, uniquely talented people, each different, each driven, and each ready to make their mark on the world. If I had to guess, I'd say a lot of us are feeling two things at once right now. Many of us, myself included, are nervous. Nervous to meet new people, create new memories, and to pursue our passions in a completely new way. A new city, a new job, a new chapter with so much still unknown. But many of us, myself included, are also excited. Excited to meet new people, excited to create new memories, and excited to pursue our passions in a completely new environment. It's funny, isn't it? The exact same experiences can fill us with dread and fill us with wonder at the same time. That contradiction, that tension, it isn't a flaw. It's the beautiful part about being human. We get to feel everything all at once. If we can hold two feelings at once, we can hold two perspectives as well. The world we're walking into is loud and divided. Be curious about people who see differently than you. The most radical thing we can do right now is to listen to someone we may disagree with, not to argue, but because we might be, and probably are, missing something. There's a commencement speech I've gone back to countless times called "This is Water" by David Foster Wallace. He describes two people stuck in the same grocery store line after a long day. One is miserable, frustrated, convinced everyone around them is in the way. The other looks around and finds something worth appreciating in that exact same moment. Same circumstances, completely different lives. Just because of the story, each one decided to tell about it. His point was that the most valuable thing education gives us isn't skills or knowledge, it's awareness. The ability to choose what we pay attention to and what meaning we make of it. That's what I keep coming back to when I think about this moment. You don't get to choose what's waiting out there for you, but you do get to choose how you meet it. Nervous and excited are the same feeling. The only difference is the story you're telling yourself about what comes next. So as we walk out of here today, I hope you choose a good one. There may never be a moment quite like this one, where so much of our future still lies ahead of us. I'm so grateful to be ending this chapter with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Good afternoon, faculty, friends, family, and the graduating class of 2026. My name is Thomas Dupre, and I've had the honor of serving as one of your co-ASB presidents alongside my friend Tommy. I want to take this moment to thank my family, John, Eve, and Emily Dupre, for everything you have done to get me to this point. Your sacrifices, time, and energy mean the world to me, and I don't know what I would do without you guys. I'd also like to thank Mrs. Tomlin, Mrs. Zook, Mrs. Schmieder, Mr. Miller, Mr. McDonough, Mrs. Kindred, and Mrs. Garcia for putting the time and energy into making this event successful today. Your event does not go unnoticed. Let's give them a round of applause. Today marks the moment we step out of one chapter and into an entirely new world. As we move forward in our lives, I hope we remember the small moments from high school that shaped us who we are today. Over the past 4 years, we have grown, changed, struggled, succeeded, and discovered ourselves from the moment we stepped onto this campus. And while today is about celebrating where we're going, it's all about recognizing everything that's brought us here. The late nights, the stress, the friendships, the laughter in the hallways, the moments we thought would never matter but somehow became unforgettable. Every one of those experiences pushed us towards this moment. Because now, for the first time, everything is still ahead of us. The question is what we do with that opportunity. As I look around, I see a diverse, unique group of graduates, all going in separate directions. Some are staying close to home, some going out of state, some serving our country in the military, others joining the workforce, and some going to trade school. For me, it's really cool and exciting to see what or where people are going after graduation. But it's also really sad to see everyone go. So everyone, bask in this moment, as this could very much be the last time we are all together in one place. We often talk about closing a chapter in our lives, but I prefer to think about how we're taking the next step into becoming who we want to be. After all, we didn't just spend these past 4 years to reach a finish line. We spent them gaining the skills to be functioning adults in the world. Use this opportunity to go adventure, whether it be to travel the world or to pursue what you're actually interested in. The choice is yours. This is the moment we've been building towards. Now, go build everything else. Congratulations and thank you, class of 2026.
Far from nowhere, I grew both strong and tall, longing to become, but knowing not the path at all.
But the footprints of the winter melted to fields of spring. One last embrace before I cross the threshold. To
Let's give another round of applause for our great choir and their teacher, Mr. Jens Lovetang. The graduating class has selected a staff speaker to deliver their commencement address, and it is my honor to introduce him. Today, he's here to share one final message with our seniors. Please join me in welcoming Nelson Goranson to the stage.
Make sure that doesn't break. All right. First of all, thank you to the class of 2026. And thank you and congratulations, of course, to all the people that helped get you here. Your families, your friends, the educators, both district staff and CHS staff, from custodians to teachers to office staff and EAs. Y'all are awesome. All right. It's wonderful being here. That's kind of scary. On this special day, congratulations, class of 2026, on the completion of a long segment of your lives, of your required educational journey. I do question your choice of speakers, though. I've had a sign hanging from the side of my desk for over 10 years that says, I came here to chew gum and to bore you, and I'm all out of gum. So I also have loved some of the suggestions that y'all have given me for what I should do with this speech. My favorite one being just act natural, which me being natural is on a river in a kayak with a fishing pole, and I don't think that's gonna work here. So, but since I'm here, I suppose I have a few things I could say. I might meander a little bit. I think I already have, and you should too. Don't be scared to diverge from the straight line, from the shortest path. Get yourself distracted. Explore. I had a roommate in college, and he changed his degree 6 different times, and he's doing pretty good. Meander, by the way, is a river in Turkey, or was, has a different name now, that was used by the ancient Greeks to describe a winding, zigzagging path. Rivers are often used as metaphors for the course of a life, but they're also used by the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus to explain that existence, that everything is constant change, constant flux. His quote, "You never step into the same river twice," gets at this idea. And you live in a time of great flux, a lot of change, politically, economically, culturally. But take some comfort, because Heraclitus would say, it has always been that way. It's been constant flux, always. It's not something new. Heraclitus' quote sometimes is stated, you step and don't step into the same river because it's not the same river and you're not the same person. You are also in flux, just like the river, constantly changing, growing, learning, reinventing yourself. So do some meandering, just like the river. Embrace the flux. The straight line is efficient, but the meandering course can be more fascinating and nourishing. Now back to the topic. I hear and read a lot of negative things about your generation. I would list these things right now, but that seems like it would be rude. But this isn't what I see in the classroom. I see wonderful human beings who are intelligent, who are creative, even if most of you are not going to win a spelling bee anytime soon. I see people who are kind and empathic, who care about their community and each other. I see humor, and I see awesomeness, and I see hope. And because I see hope in you, I hope you can carry a few things with you as you leave CHS. Don't despair or disengage because of our country's current political discourse. Call out dehumanization when you see it, and don't get caught up in the us versus them mentality and the devaluing of others that comes along with it. For the few of you who are in sociology, you know who I'm talking about here. E.O. Wilson a sociobiologist and entomologist, argued that our evolutionary past programs us this way, to be tribal, to be us versus them. But even if that is true, you can define the us, either small and limited or as large and encompassing as you'd like. The world has enough hate. It needs more love. And as the song goes, which I'm going to butcher, I'm not going to sing, don't worry. Give a little love, have a little hope, and make this world a little better. Listen and discuss with those outside of your norms. I think Thomas hit on this pretty good, as I think, we've heard from different speakers. But get outside your comfort zone. Whether you agree or disagree, embrace your shared humanity. We can have hard conversations as people and as a nation and still treat each other with love and respect. And as always, as we did in government class during Freedom Fridays, or Magistrate Mondays, or Testimonial Tuesdays, or What's the Ruling Wednesday, keep the Constitution close. Keep reading it, keep interpreting it, and discussing it. Retired Supreme Court Justice Kennedy said it best. The Constitution doesn't belong to a bunch of judges and lawyers. It belongs to you. Oh, you didn't have to clap. And then, on a less government-related note, I also want to remind you, as I sometimes have to remind my kid, don't forget to touch grass. Get outside. You don't have to get lost and meander in the wilderness with a hunk of bread and a chunk of cheese, or put yourself through an ultra-marathon. Find the wonder and wildness, whether it's at the beach, on a forest trail, or just a dandelion growing out of a crack in a sidewalk. You are part of nature and you belong in it. AI and rare earth minerals packed into a handheld Chromebook, that's your phone, and the interwebs are fine, but the real sublime, the real wonder is outside. An award-winning poet once wrote, "A river suffering because reflections of clouds and trees are not clouds and trees." The really real world needs you, and you need it. Remember the words of Jean-Jacques Rousseau? Remember back to government class. JJR to some of you, that we're all born good, but societal shackles and pressures bend us and constrain us, that perhaps corrupt us, definitely limit us, sometimes for the good, but sometimes not. Henry David Thoreau, which hopefully some of you know who he is, in his essay Walking, has this wonderful passage about his amazement at domesticated cows, prancing and dancing in a meadow, reaching for the wildness that people over the generations have tried to breed out of them. If Thoreau's cows can find that wildness and wonder in the world, you can too, and intentionally look for it every day. Don't worry, there's only one more page left. Finally, one last little tidbit, one last really bad metaphor for you. And it involves birds. Be more like a chickadee and less like an ancient Spartan. The ancient Spartans were tough, they were stoic, they were well organized, they were great with PR, but they also abused their neighbors and were for the most part rigid and not very adaptable. When Spartan armies were faced with city walls, oftentimes what they did was they just broke stuff in the fields and then marched away. Or, at one point, with a bunch of creativity, they built walls around the city walls and then waited. When other ancient folks had come up with all kinds of fun ways to take out city walls, after a century of being frustrated by them, the Spartans didn't adapt, they didn't change. Chickadees, on the other hand, are actually surprisingly adaptable and quick at it. A longer story told shorter, I made and put up a bunch of birdhouses in a tree some time ago. Chickadees came year after year and nested in only one of the birdhouses. One year, the tree died and fell over, and it took the birdhouses with it. After a year gap, this year, I made my own tree out of scrap wood and put the birdhouses back up. And the chickadees came back and found their birdhouse. Excuse me, lost my thought there. Then bluebirds moved in directly underneath in a different birdhouse. Apparently, you're supposed to space out birdhouses, and I wasn't aware of this, but that's a different story. The bigger bluebirds tried to chase the little chickadees away, but the chickadees didn't leave or give up. They adapted, they were flexible. They used the nearby bushes for cover and changed how they entered their house. They flew straight in without stopping at the entrance or at sharp angles to make it hard for the bluebirds to dive bomb them. They timed their entrances for when the bluebirds were flying away or when a person was walking by to give them cover. So in other words, when faced with a great difficulty, they didn't give up. They found a way to solve the problem. And remember, they're chickadees. Their brains aren't nearly as big as yours are. So in conclusion, face your future, as they say, and meander, discuss, hold on to the Constitution and stay engaged, and be more like Thoreau's dancing cow in a meadow and the adaptable little chickadee, and know that while I'm glad to see you graduate and fly out of here, I will miss you. In the immortal words of Tina Turner, you're simply the best. And I know in class, I always say, no dancing, no singing, no smiling, no yawning. I know this sounds bad, but I hope you are doing all of those a day, especially the yawning right now. Congrats again, and one last Auf Wiedersehen to the class of 2026.
Well, you guys chose your speaker well. You're on your way. I like it. Okay, I'm going to do something I was supposed to have done 2 pages ago on the script. I want to introduce and publicly thank our graduation coordinators, Krista Schmieder, Leah Tomlin, and Emily Zook. And also another round for Emily. She's the senior class advisor as well. And I'd like to acknowledge some staff members, longtime staff members, who are retiring. And those here, stand up, please. Lisa Egan, Charlene Ellis, and Trudy Ewing. Come on. Nice. All right. This is why we're here. Superintendent Noss, members of the board, all of you, it is my great honor to certify that these members of the Corvallis High School class of 2026 have met requirements for graduation according to the list shared with the superintendent and are entitled to receive their diploma with all its rights and privileges.
Lucas Pearson. Faisal Al-Sharif. Joanna Alvarado. Kira Grace Andrews Romanowski. Amaya Violeta Arizmendi Penaluna. Simeon P. Arthur. Delara Afife Atash. Astrid Louise Atkinson. Inez Eleanor Airy. Hannah Pearl Azokar. Alina Nitya Babar Sebens. Cole W. Badger. Rose Athena Baumgartner. Gabriel Antonio Becerra. Angel Besias Olaya. Elliot Kearns Behan. Camissia Benari. Thea Mathernberg. Lindsay Grace Banoski. Miles George Betts. Brooklyn Byer. Colton Bradley Bird. Christopher T. Blackburn. Emery K. Blazer. Brendan Andrew Blum. Logan James Booth. Dora Elders Boucher. Sol Autumn Bauma Gerhardt. Sierra Lynn Brady. Nora Marie Brecken. Rylan Hunter Brisby. Chase Ryan Brown.
Desmond Graham Brown. Maggie T. Brown. Melinda Huimin Brown. Teresa A. Brown. J. E. Bryant. Owen Christopher Bolgren. Emma Margaret Buzzard. Benjamin Sean Cairo. Ángeles Isaura Calvo Ramirez. Benjamin Russell. Canyon Scott Campbell. Kelly Felicitas Carvajal Refugio. Benjamin Alma Karleski. Olivia Kathleen Carter. Jillian Louise Castillo. Kai Justin Cerda. Leah Grace Childress. Anton W. O. Sigarin. Addison Angela Clary. Carson Glenn Coffeen. Daisy Raylyn Collins. Amelia Ann Colvert. Judah Benaya Cook. Chelsea Cordero Padilla. Antonio Cortez Romero. Lila Elizabeth Cosell. Jaden Crabtree. Alessandro Amadeo Crisostomo Ovsti. John Freeman Crump. Sage Custer. Claire Dasenko. Sawyer Cloud Davidson. Tate Henry Dawson Powell.
Nancy Dela Cruz Contreras. Philip Nicolai de Leon. Irving Ariel de los Santos Vasquez. Emma Danielle de Mello. Lily June Detheridge. Thomas Warren Dupre. Allison Ann Donahue. Vincent Anthony Donahue. Bridger Bennett Dinkins. Emma Josephine Violet Doty. Aaron Lund Drapkin. Amelia Rose Duffy Scott. River Rose Ehlers. Leland Marie Epps. Jack Danger Esri. Bailey Rain Evans. Rebecca Miriel Tagalog Fagolur. Jordan Orlando Fernandez Saucedo. Julia Ferrari. Rowan Patrick Finlay. Isaac Burnham Fleming. Brian Franco Baltazar. Brenda Yamilet Franco Cruz. Irlanda Freile Magiana. Josephine Lou Fries. Alison Catherine Fruge. Madeline Michiko Fry. Sky Mei-Ling Fu Ramsey. Eduardo Garcia Sarabia. Eddie Kainalu Germain. Lexi Elizabeth Lenore Giles.
Guthrie Michael Luciano Gonzalez. Luis Eric Gonzalez Ochoa. Julian Wolfgang Greer. Jessica Eldemira Gregorio Hernandez. Sean Robert Cameron Griffith. Joy Blossom Grimm. Kaixin Colwyn Gu. Ziva Grossman Naples. Zohara Grossman Naples. Elka Nicole Geiwitz Shad. Owen Weston Gullidge. Logan Gutches. Leaf Almeida. Helena Cabrera Hockenbrook. Sierra Diane Hageman. Evan Walter Hallbleib. Tristan Magahe Hart. Maddie Hathaway. Isaiah Joel Herford. Josue Emmanuel Hernandez. Belen Selena Hernandez Garcia. Abigail Elise Higley. Allison Dale Holpuck. Noah William Holt. Jasper Huddleston. Madison Maggie Jacobson. Violet Jang. Annika Bryn Johansson. Bryce Porter Jones.
Camille Gabriel Jones Herreros. Aliana Janessa Olivia Hoya. Miguel Juárez Medina. Deepan Kaul. Lotfula Kuram. Mara Evangeline Keebler Wyndham. Leah Grace Kimball. Miley Marie Koenig. Ozi Zoltan Kokinyesi Banks. Julianne Grace Contour. Alexander Michael Kriz. Karis B. Kriz. Bo Anson Kronmiller. Cecilia Margaret Cusera. Baya A. Lafayette. Elias Lamin. Naomi Aviva Larison. Logan Dean Lassiter. Diana Letzati Segura. Melanie Vanessa Lee. Sophia Milena Lenhart. Gariela Ayana Leviticus. Jonah Lipscomb. Micah T. Lohr. Ruby Magdalena Lopez Garcia. Diego Lopez Sanchez. Kellen John Frank Loza. Elijah Jaron Lundin. Norma Jean Luquin. Alejandro José Madrigal Torres. Salma Martínez Ruiz. Daniel Malamouche. Edward Uriel Marcot.
Sophia Carey Markham. Christopher H. Marquina. Aralai Martinez Alvarez. Alessandra Sophia Macias Street. Liam Emmett McClelland. Henry Thomas McMahon. Brock David McMurtry. Tatum Olivia McVeigh. Rowan Emerson Manon. Caroline Elena Mejia. Marlon Alexis Mejia de la Cruz. Emilio Vincent Mendez. Theo Nicholas Mirish. Shaileann Miller. Rio Solomon Swafford Millison. Cody Warren Mixel. Austin Keith Machello. Grayson Moeller. Fisher D. Kellums. Tanner R. Messer. Autumn Laura Monroe. Emmanuel Montan Baker. Danae Montoya Abledo. Samantha Danielle Mosher. Ella Haley Moss. Rain Ellie Murphy. Bay Allen Nason. Grace Jean Nelson. Henry Augustus Nelson.
Zach Delmont Nelson. Genevieve L. Niebuhr. Tegan Marie Ocampo. Eddie Orozco Huerta. Andrew Thomas Orr. Luis Enrique Oxeguera Peña. Ellie Frances Painter. Kendall Grace Pop. Rowan Moses Peterson. Elijah James Phillips. Johnny Ray Paquette. Gwendolyn Rose Profero. Nicholas James Puckett. Aaron Gage Ramey. Blanca Michaela Ramirez Santiago. Remy Redekop. McKenna Kiara Reeve. Madeline Gosho Rempo. Rebecca Reynoso. Grace E. Ridenor. Sophie Riggs, Gwendolyn Ivy Risley, Vanessa Lillian Rivas, Jeanette Rivera Gutierrez, Yasmin Arieli Rodriguez Ruiz, Ani Elizabeth Romine, Ezekiel Rooks Patrick, Jairo Rosendo Zeferino, Petra Shukum Ross, Sean Lee Caroline Roylance, Kale L. Runnan, Gabriela M. Rush Villacana, Melissa Sandoval,
Quinn Tabitha Payne Santee, Peter B. Chesley, Hazel Archeza Ileana Stevers, Kala Elizabeth Schaff, Thomas Thales Sherry, Lillian Grace Shuttlesworth, Harper Shields, Tyrese Symington, Lucille Elizabeth Smart, Nathaniel Smith, Jacob Reese Solberg, Jackson Dylan Soltero, Juliana M. Spano, Ruth Amaya Stahl, Deacon Stark, Alexander T. Stonas, Porter Henry Stowers, Andrew Kenton Street, Luna Lucy Strokio, Luna Sutton, Carly Darlene Swenson, Nicholas Mark Swenson, Chinua Azik Taffin, Asher D. Taylor, Conrad A. Taylor, Nora Page Turgeson, Nadira Nari Thompson, Isaiah James Thorpe, Brody Alexander Todorovich, Gavin Tyler Todorovich, Alice Lavelle Tilson, Mackenzie Ann Tolstrup, Samuel Tom, Caitlin Turpin, Cade Nolan Erlings,
Valeria Carame Valadez Moreno, Marcos Valerio, Stephanie Vargas Garcia, Addison Grace Villarreal, Dylan Vingalen, Taylor Lynn Wagner. Addison Marie Wallace. Amelia Jolene Warnock Green. Oliver Washburn. Emmanuel Wasmer Furet. Neil Eugene Watson. Elijah Barr Weber. Calvin Jordan Wegner. Pavlina White. Talon Whitlow. Carter Ryan Whitney. Annika Weens. Theo White. Claire May Williams. Jude B. Williams. Sarah Elizabeth Williams. June Wilwert. Von Maximum Wilwert. Lucia Madrone Williams. Sloan F. Weiser. Natalia Jai Wohlers. Morrison Nathan Wolf. Bela Woodside. Stephen Shuey. Yasmin Barweta Benya. Noah Amsalu Yoder. Autumn Jane Zahn. Muzamil Zaman. Jessica Zambrano Gomez. And Lucia Vienna Zanotti.
Where's the last page? Oh, here we go. All right. Graduates, please stand. To signify your movement from senior to graduate, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Excellent. Now turn and face the crowd. I present to you the Corvallis class of 2026. Throw your caps in the air and celebrate.